Of course, to put things in context, you know, some of these things, if somebody told you, for example, that the US economy grew by 0.1%, it doesn't mean that your Banana Republic economy that grew by 5% now is better.
Yeah.
You know, those economies are different. Their complexities, their sizes, the capacity is very different. And yes, I mean, whatever is what, Tanzania, we are happy when Tanzanian economy is growing. But those are rates. We are not talking about the size of the economy. Tanzania's economy still remains, you know, a very small fraction of the Kenyan economy, actually, to be. So that, for me, that's not where to compete. For me, what becomes important is what we're discussing here, that what do we need as our countries to be able to achieve long-term sustainable progress, both social and economic, for our people.
Yeah.
And to me, this is one of the major challenges that we actually have, that you know, we are moving forward as we're discussing here, and there's bits of stability that's coming in. And we must ask ourselves, what is the cause of that stability? And if you're to look at it, at the core of it, in fact, if you flip it, what's the cause of instability in the region? The cause of instability in the region is not even democracy. It is lack of self-determination. It is when a people feel that they're threatened, that they have no space to air their voices, that they have no space to self-actualize. That is really what the problem is.
Yeah.
And how then do you ensure that self-determination is protected? It means that every single person should be given space. In fact, for me, I have no problem, you know, if you have a party that only has 2 followers, as long as those 2 followers have been given space, and their voice can be heard, and, you know, and they're allowed to compete with everyone, whether it's majority, whether it's ethnic groups, and so on. The problem globally, not just here, has always been, you know, suppressing people so that they do not have a voice. And we've seen those in Bosnia. We've seen those things even currently in the Ukraine war and so on. We've seen these in terrorism in the Gulf area. We've seen this in Southern Sudan. And it's not just majority. In fact, sometimes minorities, when they're suppressed, can cause a lot of problems and instability in countries. And it requires very mature leadership that then says, okay, fine. And that's why we like democracy. Democracy sometimes doesn't deliver the quick progress. But what it does is that it creates space for all of us to be able to then have a voice. And to me, that this democracy and the institutions thereof is what then creates a stable environment upon which we can actually have socio-economic progress. Repression, you know, without these fundamentals, is sowing seed for instability.
Yeah.
You can be as repressive as you want. You can win as many elections as you want. But what you're doing to your country is creating instability. We have great leaders like Mandela. What did they do? They ensured that even the oppressor was given space to express themselves.
Yeah.
If you look at even people like Garang here in Southern Sudan, how was Sudan becoming stable? Because everybody was being given space, despite the difficulties that we had around that time. The examples that Mwalimu has given here, you know, I don't have to like you for you to actually have space to express your own self-determination. And yes, I'll defeat you because I've got many more voters.